Hello.
Good afternoon.
You must be Tiffany.
No, I'm not Tiffany.
You're not
I'm
Tiffany?
Bill Hedinger.
Oh, so nice to meet you, Bill.
Nice to meet you.
My name's Nolan. I spoke with your guys' intern named Katie last Tuesday,
Okay.
and she told me to stop by at this time to catch you and basically just reconnect. I'm a sales representative at the Advanced Drainage Systems.
Okay.
I understand that Kiewit has a lot of big projects coming up. I'm just here to see if I could get 20 minutes of your time and see if we could add value to your organization in any way. So.
Okay. I'm not Tiffany.
Okay.
Tiffany's out on maternity leave.
Gotcha. Okay.
My name is Jim Gibbs, and
Gotcha.
I'm backfilling Tiffany while she's out on maternity leave.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, it's very nice to meet you, Jim. What is your position here at Kiewit?
Procurement. So I've been with Kiewit a little over 12 years. I'm based out of the Houston office, originally from Nebraska.
Gotcha.
And when Tiffany went out on maternity leave, they asked me to come up and help out and really pick up some of the big projects that she's working on.
Sure. Gotcha. Do you know when Tiffany will be back then, or?
I don't. I
Okay.
don't know how that works. That's usually 6 to 8 weeks, something like that. So I do not know the date when she's going to be back.
Sure. You mentioned that you had been with Kiewit for 12 years now. That's a pretty long time. What's kept you at the company for so long?
What's kept me at Kiewit?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Great question. I like the culture. It's very family orientated.
Sure.
It's privately owned. A lot of opportunities for development. Those sort of things.
Sure. Yeah. As a recent college grad, for me, the development piece was definitely something that I was looking for and led me to ADS.
Okay.
So that's awesome to hear. Just with that, Katie, the intern, mentioned that today we'd have about 20 minutes to chat. Do you still have 20 minutes, or?
Well, thank you for asking. I'm super busy. I'm getting acclimated, I guess, to this position. I've still got a lot going on in Houston. I picked up projects here.
Sure.
I am more than willing to meet with you, but I am very, very busy.
Sure. Yeah, I'll be sure to be very cognizant of time and make sure to keep it around 10 to 15 minutes and moving forward.
Okay.
So I guess today, I mainly just want to see what your goals are. You mentioned some big projects that you're taking over for Tiffany, and then the main objectives for those projects and challenges that come with those, to see if ADS can help in any way. Does that sound like a good use of our time?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. It does.
Sure.
Can you tell me a little bit about ADS?
Sure.
I'm not familiar.
Absolutely. I was just getting around to that.
Okay.
So Advanced Drainage Services is actually a water management systems company.
Okay.
So basically, we make sure that through our piping, our basins, things like that, that no water or outside, I guess, thing from nature kind of interrupts your construction flow, and make sure that everything is clean and sanitary for both your company, your employees, and those who are residing in those areas once the projects are completed. So does that make sense?
It does. I understand what you do. So you distribute those products? Or?
Sure. Yeah. So we actually have 60 manufacturing locations, and then 30 distribution centers, conveniently located throughout the United States and Canada, to help service our customers. So with that, you guys actually are a former customer. About 13 months ago, you guys were a customer of ours, and it unfortunately paused shortly before I came on board. So I was just in the area at a different customer that I would stop in and see if there's anything that we can do moving forward.
Okay. I can't really speak to 13 months ago or whatever, because I'm from Houston and I've only been here.
Hey, Jim. Oh, I apologize for interrupting.
You're good.
We was going to catch up with you later today to talk about some national contract stuff.
Okay.
So how are you guys doing today?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, I'm good. I am Ben Flanagan, Vice President of Supply Chain. Nolan?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm actually a supply chain major here at UNK.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Are you here talking with?
We're doing a role play for the sales competition.
I'm part of that role play.
Oh, really? It's nice to meet you.
You too. As I stated earlier, I'm Vice President of Supply Chain here.
Oh, it's very nice to meet you. We actually just started conversing about the possibility of ADS partnering with Kiewit for your upcoming projects.
You said ADS,
Yeah.
an Advanced Drainage Systems?
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, well, I apologize. If I had known that you were meeting with ADS, I would have told you not to waste your time. So we used to have a long history with your company.
Okay.
We used to do a lot of business.
Sure.
But about a year ago, we had an unfortunate situation where one of your sales reps was providing gifts and bribes to one of our purchasing agents, who obviously is no longer here. And obviously, that broke a lot of trust. And
Sure. Absolutely.
for ethical reasons. So we've moved a lot of our business to other folks.
Okay.
I know we're still looking for national contracts, and I'm assuming that maybe that's what you're here talking to Jim about. But it would be hard to come back to ADS. So I apologize to you for not, maybe you didn't know all that information, but like I said, we used to do business with you, but you probably have seen that business go away.
I had not been completely brought up to speed with that. I'm sorry to hear that was the situation and that happened. That's definitely not something that our company stands for. With that, we can't really control the actions of one individual person. But with that, we do have new products as well as new management in place. As well as I had learned about one of your guys' upcoming projects on your website that I was hoping to at least see if in the near future, if that worked out, if we could do more business down the road.
Yeah, so my advice would be to end this meeting now. Like I said, I'm sure you're a nice fellow, and I appreciate you being here, and I apologize for wasting your time. It would be a long shot for us to move forward with ADS, but you're here, and out of respect for your time, feel free to finish, but you know where I stand on this, and it'd be hard for us to move to ADS again. So,
well, since it sounds like you have a better grasp on the situation than us, you're more than welcome to join us just for an open.
I appreciate it. I already interrupted. I've got plenty of other stuff that I need to do, but we can catch up later.
Sure.
Again, I apologize for
Okay. It's great meeting you.
Yeah.
You have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Well then.
Wow. What do you think about that? Was a big deal.
Yeah.
And excuse me, just so you know who that was. I mean, that was Ben. Ben is our VP of procurement. So, and ethics, you know, you've been asking questions about it. Ethics is a huge deal.
Sure.
It's probably the number one deal here. So.
Yeah, that I obviously can't control the actions of one individual, and that's very unfortunate that happened in the past. With that, I'm by no means attempting to make this I would like it to be a gradual process to see if there's anything that we can do for you guys. Understand that organizations evolve through time. That employee is certainly no longer with us, as is yours. So I guess just for me, I would still like to talk about your goals and objectives to see if there's anything that we could do in the future. But we would certainly want to rectify our past if you at least decide that it's worth our time, and then we can meet with Ben in the near future if that is a road that we want to go down. But today, I mostly just want to qualify your guys' goals and to see if those initiatives correlate to what we're doing at ADS.
Okay, and I'm good with meeting and having a conversation, speaking about our goals, but I definitely want you to keep in the back of your mind that conversation with Ben and his thoughts. Again, VP of procurement, very important. Gosh, that really threw a curve at me. So
and me as well. So I guess thank you for your time. But with that, to get back on track, you mentioned that you're picking up some big projects from Tiffany. What are some of those?
Yeah, and it's not necessarily big projects. One of them, and Ben referenced this, is a national agreement on drainage and sewage suppliers going forward. That's something that she had been tasked with. That's something that she actually started working on. However, we didn't have an opportunity to transition what she was working on. So I'm not exactly sure where she was in the process, but it's something that her boss and my boss asked me to jump into. That's priority number one for me, is negotiating a national agreement for our drainage and sewage supplies. And by that, I mean, we're purchasing right now from multiple suppliers, and we want to consolidate.
How many, if you don't mind me asking? Katie mentioned 3 or 4 that she saw.
And that's right, 3, 4, 5, somewhere around there. It's very fragmented. And our thought process there is to consolidate buying, leverage our spend to drive the cost down.
Okay, sorry, I'm just taking some notes here. Okay, so you mentioned that your main goal is to consolidate buying, reduce your overall spend, and what was that third point?
Well, we want to consolidate the number of suppliers we do. So that's ease of business right there. So we've got one source, leverage our spend, drive the costs down.
Okay, gotcha. Just want to make sure I got those right. Okay, gotcha. So with that, are you putting most emphasis on price, quality, or service?
Yes.
For your one supplier that?
Yes.
Okay.
All 3 of those are very important.
All 3. Do you have one that's most important, or are they all equally important?
That's a good question. They're all important. That quality piece is very significant. I mean, that ties right into our value proposition. You know, we can't have inferior products out there. We can't have suppliers that supply inferior products or manufacture or distribute inferior products. So in terms of quality, service, and price, they're all important. Quality's big.
Quality's big. Okay. I by no means have done anything to justify any product to you at this point, but just to speak on quality a little bit, we do have polypropylene pipes, which are stronger than the average clay pipe, as well as corrugated pipe, which is a lot more versatile than the average man's pipe. So with that, it sounds like we do have a fit there. Do you have anything that's specifically difficult about this process of choosing one supplier?
There's a couple things. And we were talking about quality, service, and pricing. And you asked which is the most important. And I said, they're all important. Quality is really important. Pricing is very important too. I mean, you know, we're going to consider all those things. So, you know, if your question is what's challenging about the process, it's figuring out who can deliver the quality, the service, and the pricing. And who can do it in a timely manner. But pricing is always important because essentially how we work is we bid on projects. We have to win projects, and we use that pricing to base our pricing on. So we've got to have that pricing piece. That's a challenge, if you will, to this deal. Another challenge to the deal is being able to put it together in a short period of time.
What's your timeline?
The timeline is 6 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And by that, I mean, that's having everything done, wrapped up, and implemented within 6 weeks. So that's negotiating the pricing, doing the contract, and then implementing the deal in 6 weeks.
Gotcha.
Go ahead.
Oh, you had mentioned that it had been started by Tiffany, but you had just been passed off the baton for this. Correct. So you're pretty much just starting fresh.
0.
6 weeks.
0.
Okay.
I mean, there was no transition. Another piece to that is I mentioned the pricing, the timeline. Very important. And we've got to have a short-term agreement.
Okay. Why a short-term opposed to a long-term?
Because it'll allow me and the company to get our arms around this process and what's going on in the marketplace.
Okay.
And then we'll be able to make a more long-term type decision.
Okay, so just to kind of recap all that, you have 6 weeks to get all this done, wrapped up, and implemented. And with that, pricing is a really big factor, and you want to make sure that deliveries are on time. Do you have a just-in-time system in place at this point in time, or do you have a few days of wiggle room, I suppose?
Well, please understand that we're talking about a national agreement, which consists of multiple projects over a period of time.
Sure.
So it's not project specific, it's
Okay.
multiple projects,
Okay.
Throughout really North America.
With multiple projects in play at the moment, what would happen if this process or agreements weren't negotiated within the 6-week time frame and it was expanded to past that point?
I don't understand the question.
So you mentioned that you had 6 weeks
Yes.
to do this. If you don't accomplish this in 6 weeks, what happens?
No, it's not good.
Okay.
Number one, because I've been tasked to get it done in 6 weeks, and that's the expectation that's been placed on me, and that was the expectation placed on Tiffany. So not a good thing to get it done. I'm looking to get it done. That's one of the main reasons why I'm here, is to drive it. It's really not an option not to get it done in 6 weeks.
Sure. That's good to hear that you are planning to stay on track with that. So I guess moving forward, so things that we take very seriously at ADS is safety, quality, and being on time. So those sound like 3 things that correlate between our organizations very well. Safety, we have some of the best equipment that there is to make sure that your employees are safe, the people that live there are safe, and that the area and I guess the land itself will by no means be contaminated by this project. I noticed on your guys' website how important safety was as well, and how in some recent projects, safety and going green were also important to you guys. Is that a focus for you too?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
gotcha. What is your ideal vision of like a green initiative for these projects, I suppose?
Well, again, multiple projects that we bid on, so that's really not my area. My area is to be able to put together a deal, and then after the deal, and even during the deal, I mean, certainly whoever I'm working with can have those conversations with the planners and the engineers and those people. My deal is to be able to structure this national account agreement and have it implemented in 6 weeks. That's narrow focus, blinders.
Sure. So I guess the next 1 to 2 weeks, what is your action plan right now?
My action plan is to meet with several suppliers, yourself included.
Sure.
Gain an understanding of your capabilities, get pricing, and understand the process from your standpoint of how we might be able to get a deal done.
Sure, absolutely. If I were to tell you that we could provide competitive pricing as well as have on-time delivery from our 30 different distribution centers, as well as to make sure that we use the greenest products possible to help with those initiatives that you have for these multiple projects that you're bidding on, would that suffice as, I guess, proper reason to continue on and meet again to see if a relationship could be rebuilt at this time?
It's important. Yeah,
sure.
It's obviously important.
Okay.
Yeah.
Glad to hear it. I am personally free this Friday in the afternoon. I know that sometimes Fridays can be busy for C-suite execs such as yourself. Do you have any availability on Friday afternoon? So that way I can make a deck and have things more prepared and laid out.
And help me, what would be the intent of that meeting?
Sure. So you mentioned how you want to meet with some vendors, get some pricing, as well as just general product knowledge as well. At this point, I haven't looked over your projects enough to know what you will need. So I'm hoping that, I guess, securing a meeting, hopefully having you send me a few projects that you're aspiring to work on, so that way I can come with some more detailed product as well as prices and packages of that sort.
Okay, so on Friday, you essentially present what you can do relative to the national agreement
Mm-hmm.
and what that would look like. That includes pricing, that includes the short-term agreement.
Sure.
Okay, done deal.
Excuse me, guys.
Okay.
Thank you.
How's Friday at 2 o'clock sound?
Perfect.
Okay. Here is my card. Do you have a card as well, just so I can send you a calendar invite? Awesome. I'll have a calendar invite sent by the end of today.
All right.
So
Thank you. Appreciate it.
appreciate it. Yeah.